Hi, Libra. It's Aira. Let's go deep today. Not into your future, but into the places inside you that never stopped echoing from the past. Because this isn't about love or career or clarity. This is about the root, the place where your fears first learned how to whisper, the moment your magic decided it needed to hide to stay safe. Spirit has been calling you, not with fireworks, but with silence. And when Libra receives silence instead of signs, you spiral into what did I do wrong? But this silence, it's an invitation to go underground, to meet the part of you that's been driving everything without your permission. This is your deeper shadow work reading, not surface healing, not positivity, but the real excavation, the kind that sets you free. And if you're craving this in a more personal form, I offer private voice readings starting at $9. For those going through deep emotional shifts, the $99 month unlimited plan gives you all access support. Because when you're facing your shadow, you shouldn't have to face it alone. Now, Libra, close your eyes for a moment. Ask your soul, what am I really afraid of? Let's find out together. Card 1, Moon Reversed, the fear pattern. You've spent years perfecting the performance, smiling when it hurts, agreeing when it burns, making peace in rooms that never gave you peace in return. The Moon Reversed says, your deepest fear isn't failure, it's being seen without the mask. You fear what will happen if people see the unfiltered you, the angry you, the lost you, the real you. Because somewhere in your timeline you learned that being lovable meant being pleasing, and that love came with conditions. Spirit says, you don't fear rejection. You fear being fully known. Because somewhere, someone made you believe you were only lovable in fragments. But that illusion, it's cracking. Let it. Card 2, Deversed, the unconscious attachment. This is the trap. The thing you say you're over, but still reach for when no one's watching. Maybe it's an unhealthy relationship. Maybe it's perfectionism disguised as productivity. Maybe it's the need to be chosen, even if it costs your peace. The Devil Reversed says you're ready to break the chain, but you still romanticize it sometimes. That person who was hot and cold, you still wonder if they'll finally come back consistent. That job that drained you, you still question if maybe you were the problem. But Spirit says, you've outgrown the chains, but part of you still misses their familiarity. That's not love, that's trauma nostalgia. You are not hard to love. You were just taught to tolerate what you'd never give to others. Card 3, Four of Pentacles, the protection mechanism. This is the armor. You call it independence. You call it having high standards. But at its root, it's fear of loss. You hold back your emotions. You wait for others to open first. You play it cool even when your heart is screaming, please just meet me halfway. Spirit says you learn to self-protect by shutting down, but closing your heart doesn't keep you safe. It just keeps you lonely. You're allowed to want connection. You're allowed to say, I need you to show up for me. The new version of you doesn't beg, but it also doesn't hide. Card 4, Nine of Swords, the warning. This card is your sleepless nights, the fears that spiral after midnight, the stories you tell yourself when no one is there to correct them. I'm too much, I'm falling behind, they're going to leave, maybe I made it all up. Libra, your mind is a masterpiece, but it can turn into a maze when fear leads. This card warns, if you don't face the story, you'll keep reliving the pattern. Spirit says, you don't need another plan. You need to forgive the part of you that thought survival was the only goal. Your mind is not the enemy. It's the part that protected you when your heart was still too soft to fight back. Oracle message. The shadow isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. This shadow work? It's not here to punish you. It's here to remind you what you still carry. Not because you're broken, but because you're human. And your purpose doesn't lie in being perfect, it lies in being real. Spirit says, your shadow holds the blueprint, not of who you pretend to be, but who you were before you learned to perform. The version of you that existed before shame, before people-pleasing, before overgiving, she's still in there, and she's ready to come home. So Libra, this isn't the time to bypass or bury. This is the time to sit with your silence, to ask the hard questions, to trace the fear back to its origin, and choose to no longer carry it forward. Your beauty isn't in being unbroken. It's in your softness despite what cracked you. It's in how you still show up, even when your voice shakes. Let this be the moment you stop editing your truth. because your shadow doesn't want to destroy you. It wants to set you free. Affirmation: I do not fear my shadow. I listen to it. I release what I outgrew in silence. I no longer perform for love. I am healing in my fullness, not just my light.